Okay, so welcome everyone. This is week, I believe it's week 10, I believe. And this we're going to be looking at E4 openings, continuing our analysis of various openings. So we kind of focused on D4 openings last time with special emphasis on the London system. But this time maybe we'll look at more E4 openings. Okay. So can anyone tell me, what do you think is the difference in terms of like what kind of games it yields, E4 openings as opposed to D4? Anybody have an idea? What kind of
One is more aggressive and the other is more positional.
good? So which one is which?
D4 is positional and E4 would be aggressive.
Good. So now, why do you think that is?
Because
Why
that's
is
what you said last week.
yeah. great memory. I commend you. I commend you for remembering that. Yeah. But does anybody remember why D4 tends to yield more positional, slower games, and E4 tends to yield more dynamic, tactical, sharp games? Anybody know?
I would guess. No, I take it back. Forget it.
Anybody?
Oh, wait. You said more aggressive is the E4?
E4, yeah, definitely.
Well, then I would say it's because you're moving that pawn, opening up the queen and bishop.
Not necessarily for that reason. It's more because this pawn, the E4 pawn, is unprotected, right? And so typically, attack revolves around the E pawns. If black responds with E5, but just with E4, yeah, because this pawn is unprotected, so it kind of encourages a lot of piece play, a lot more quicker, sharper games than D4, which is protected by the queen. So it's like if you attack the D4 pawn, it's not a big deal because the queen's protecting, right? So it doesn't really yield to such exciting dynamic games, which is probably why E4 was very much a big favorite during the 19th century. A lot of games started with E4, a lot of gambits, a lot of sacrifices, a lot like King, what do you call that? King's Gambit openings, which again yields really crazy games because now you're opening up this sensitive E1 to H4 diagonal, right? So, all right, so let's look at a couple sample openings. So E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6. Anybody know the name of this one? What do you guys think? What's the name of this one? No idea.
Make a third move, then I'll wager a guess.
Well, this is a special. Okay, so actually, you know what? Okay, so let's say, imagine if it was Bishop G4.
Okay, that's a Rui Lopez.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're right. This might be too soon to say. Yeah, and so if he goes Bishop C4, it could be, I don't even know. Is there a name? There must be a name. See, I don't even know the names to all these openings, but yeah, like if you went Knight C3, I think that's called the 3 knights opening. Then Knight C4 would be a 4 knights, or I think it's called the Guco piano. And I appreciate that because I'm a piano player. so yeah, Knight C6, Bishop C4, very nice natural developing move. Developed to C4, targeting the sensitive F7 pawn, controlling D5 twice now, and also controlling a little bit of E6. So, but very importantly, targeting this sensitive F7 pawn. So, so if Knight F6, so now if okay, so what would you say? What would be a good move here for white? What do you think?
Well, it depends on your appetite for being aggressive. So the fried liver attack is Knight to G5.
Good. Yeah, Knight G5. Yeah, and I have no idea why it's called a fried liver attack. I don't see any resemblance of this position to fried liver at all. And I think I've had fried liver. It's pretty good. But this does not increase my appetite at all. So I don't even know why it's called a fried liver, but it's called a fried liver. So I guess to continue along that path, they should name like a steak dinner, opening, but I haven't seen a steak dinner opening yet. Oh yeah, Knight G5, focusing on the F7 pawn. Pretty I'd say premature attack, because you only got 2 pieces developed and you're already attacking, and I think that's premature. So, you know, my temperament would probably be just a castle, and then now maybe launch an attack. But yeah, but yeah, some people like to do that. And what's the what would be the best move here? Anybody know?
For
Continuing
whom?
for well, it's black's move here. So after knight g5, what would be the best move here? So obviously he's trying to he's attacking the f7 pawn. What do you think? What do you think is the best move for black here?
Pawn to d5.
Yeah. So there's no way that black can defend f7 at all. You know, like if he goes here, maybe white can just take with the bishop. And no other way he can defend. He can defend the queen, but that doesn't matter. He'll take it anyway. So yeah, really, d5 is the best possible answer because now you're blocking the bishop, right? So now, so he takes the pawn, and now, what do you think would be the best move here for black here? What do you think?
Knight takes pawn.
Okay, so that's a natural. That's the natural next move. Knight takes pawn. And then here, there's actually a crazy move. So now knight takes d5 exposes. It discovers an attack on the unprotected g5 knight. So some people like to go even more aggressive and take the f7 pawn, forking the queen and rook, and then it kind of draws out the king, and hopefully, you know, gain a superior position. So now, how would you continue the attack after knight takes f7? What do you think is a good, strong follow-up move here?
Queen to f3.
Yeah, queen f3. So it hits the king and the knight, which incidentally is pinned, right? So if so king g8 would be a horrible move. Why?
It's mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, because he's setting himself up for a mate along the light square, right? The a2 to g8 diagonal. So he can't do that. He can go back, but he's just going to lose. He's going to lose. Well, black's going to recapture the knight, and he's going to be up 1 pawn, and additionally, black no longer can castle, so he's additionally disadvantaged. So if he wants to hold on to the piece, he needs to come out even further. Now this king is looking a little bit, you know, precarious there, a little bit uneasy, because king in the opening does not, you know, his best placement is not in the center of the board. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. And
knight,
then
so yeah, maybe increase pressure on the knight. All right. So now we got 1, 2, 3 on the knight, and 1, 2 defending. Defending the knight, and maybe he continues to defend, and maybe now you castle, and then, you know, bring the rook in and then continue attacking. So yeah, so it seems to me, even though in this position black is ahead 1 knight, I mean white, he got a pawn for the knight, but it seems to me that this attack can be pretty dangerous, right? Look at this king is very much in the center, very vulnerable. He's blocking in his bishop. This bishop is blocked in, right? This rook, you know, how is he going to develop these rooks? You know, the king is being, you know, as an onslaught on the king. So yes, that's a fried liver attack. If you want to be extra aggressive, another variation of that, I'll just show you, is so e takes d5. So instead of taking the pawn, another possible variation. This is kind of where black sacrifices a pawn. So he goes knight a5, hitting the bishop, and then usually bishop b5 attacks the king, and then we go c6, take, and now you know, where's the bishop go? Maybe he comes back here or there. And so yeah, so that now black has sacrificed 1 pawn, but what has he gained? See, now look at the difference with this position and the last position. His bishops are completely open, and he's ready to kick away this knight and then castle, and black has all these really locked up here. So, you know, he's traded material for peace activity, right? So that's another possibility there. All right, so yeah, so that's the fried liver attack. Yeah. Also, another quiet move you could say is knight c3. You know, this would lead to more symmetrical game. Kind of boring. You all know how much I hate symmetrical games. So completely symmetrical. There's actually some great. I did a I believe I did a lecture where I focused on symmetrical games and how, you know, it's like black. Sometimes, you know, beginners, you know, when they're black, they want to play symmetrical games because it annoys their opponent. But it's kind of funny that it always ends up benefiting white. Why does it always benefit white when black
What is the first
copies?
move? White
Yeah,
is the
so
first move?
white is always ahead a half a move, right? So if there's a capture, or especially if there's a check, you know, the copycat strategy is over, and usually he's in a worse position, right? So there's a couple of pretty cool games, miniatures, where people try to copycat. Like, for example, Capablanca, the third world champion. There's one game where somebody tried to copycat him, and he punished him. He did a quick checkmate. So yeah, that's not a good idea. Maybe it's a good idea if you want to annoy your brother or sister. You know, little kids, they do that. like my kids do that to each other all the time. He's copying me. Tell him to stop. It's just funny. It's just funny. All right, so let's go on to another one. Here is another e4 opening. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. All right, so let's see. E4, E5, knight F3, C6, C3. Okay. All right, so this is another idea. This is good. So if if white plays D4 automatically, you're trading center pawns, and now white has only one center pawn, right? So in order to avoid that, so he prepares. He wants to play D4, but he doesn't want to sacrifice. He doesn't want to eliminate one of his center pawns, so he prepares with C3, so that D4 comes with if black exchanges, then he can replace it. Now he has two center pawns, and that's really nice, right? So that's the reason for C3 preparation. All right, so this comes with a little sacrifice here. So knight was attacking the E4 pawn. White says, I don't care, I'll play D4 anyway. So D4, D6, bishop E2, and he takes the pawn. All right, now here there's a little tactic here. This is a very interesting tactic. Okay, I'll see if you guys can spot the tactic. I'll give you guys a chance to spot the tactic. So here, white can win material. So black just took this pawn. This pawn is a poison pawn. What does that mean? Poison pawn. Anybody know what that means?
Yeah, he wants him to take it.
Yeah. So
Could be
it's like bait.
Consequence.
Yeah, right. It's like bait. It's like you know, you go fishing, you put worm on a hook, and fish is like, oh, look, free food. No, nothing in life is free, right? No free lunch. So this pawn was not free. There was a little trick here. I mean, I think I told you guys last time what I think about these little tricks, but anyway, here's a little trick for those people that are interested. So what do you think? What's white's best move here to win material? What do you think? So we're looking for forcing moves, right?
What if you move the pawn D5?
Okay, good. So actually, you know what? Let's go down the list of forcing moves, right? The first one is what kind? What's the most forceful move?
Check.
Check, right. So do we have any checks against the black king? Is there any checks? What do you think? No checks. Yeah, king is pretty well safe. So next we move on to capture. So the only capture here is here, and also maybe knight here. But neither of them really doesn't yield much interesting things. So next thing we look at is threats. So D4, D5 is a nice threat. Immediately attacking the knight. So the knight is forced to move. It doesn't really matter where. Let's say the knight moves to knight e7. And now what's the what was the point of d5? Why do we do that?
It opens up the check.
Good. So what move do we play?
Uh, Queen, or well, I'm not sure if it's the bishop.
Okay, so let's see
queen
the bishop.
either-
Let's see if the bishop goes check, then the bishop blocks, and then where's the follow up? All right, or even forget that. The bishop can go bishop b5, and then he can block with the pawn, and then that's like a counterattack on the
if
bishop.
the queen checks,
Right. So
and
the
then-
the queen checks, and why is that better?
because he can take the knight.
Right. Knight is unprotected, right? So here's another thing. Whenever you look at a position, is one thing you should always take into account. You know, you always think about a couple of things, right? Material, think about who's up in material, who's got spatial advantage, right? You think about positional dynamics. And then the other thing you think about is unprotected pieces, right? There's very often tactics that involve unprotected pieces. So you look at black's whole position, and this knight is hanging out there unprotected. So likely that's going to be something to do with that. So d5 kicks the knight away, and then queen a5, a4 delivers a nice fork, and the knight will be picked up, right? So black has been punished for taking a so-called free pawn, right? The fish is caught in the
Poison
hook.
point.
Poison pawn, yeah. The fish is caught in the hook. So yeah. All right, c6. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, and he takes it. Yeah. Okay, so good. So that's one little trick or trap that you can think about in involving e4 openings. Okay, so let's go back. All right, let's look at another one. Okay, so e4, e5. Okay, standard developing moves. Okay, so here this is an interesting move. I forget the name of this one. It might be like Traxler attack, something like that. But knight's attacking e4. But again, he doesn't care. So white's main goal is just to open up the position. He frees up his bishop, immediately attacks the pawn. So let's see how this went on. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't even take back the pawn, right? So he castles, and black is all about he's all about getting his king to safety, and then and development, and then organizing a quick attack, right? So let's see. So okay, yeah. All right. So e5. All right.
Why
So
why didn't black move his knight and take the pawn?
oh, you mean take it here?
No, before that. E4.
Oh, before that. Oh, let's see. All right. So take. Okay. So castle. Okay. So if he takes the pawn, let's see here. All right. So what do you think? What do you think would be the best move here if he took the pawn? So now black is up 2 pawns, and white he sacrificed 2 pawns, but for a lead in development, right? Bishop is developed, knight's developed, and he's castled, and black's king is still in the center. So how can white punish black for being so greedy? What do you think?
Well, this looks just like, oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Ray.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
This looks just like the fried liver attack. So if bishop takes pawn at f7,
Okay.
and then knight to g5, check.
Well, knight
And then-
g5 doesn't work. Now he can just capture.
well, then you,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So what do you think? What else? What else we got?
You could move queen to e1 or e2 just to
Okay.
pin the knight.
Okay, you could do queen e1 or e2. I think there's a stronger move for the pin, which is why don't you bring another piece into the attack, right? Rook e1, much stronger, right? So now let's say he goes here. Let's say he goes d5. Now he's attacking our bishop and he's protecting the knight. So now what do you think is a good move here?
Well, it's still all about pressure, right?
Uh-huh.
This might be a crazy move, but what if you took the bishop on C1 and move it to G5?
Bishop G5. Okay. All right, attacking the queen. Can the knight take?
No.
No, knight is pinned. So queen must move, or he could even just block with the pawn, counterattack on the bishop. And now we have two bishops that are being attacked at the same time. So might not be a good move, that one. Might not be a good idea.
I have a crazier move.
What else?
Rook to E4.
Oh, capture the knight. Okay. Let's see. What does that do? Check, check.
Fried liver.
I don't know if that works because now maybe he got. So you are attacking F7, but he has knight E5. Now he's defending both. He's attacking the bishop and he's defending his F7 pawn. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
What else? Yeah, go ahead.
So let's say if he moves his knight, I guess, takes to F7.
Knight takes F7. Okay, so knight takes. Now what?
Now queen to
Queen here.
right.
No, it doesn't really work. You can
No.
just block here. Yeah, he's fine.
I tried.
And if he takes here, now the king is pretty safe actually there. The white doesn't even have any checks anymore.
No.
So yeah. All right, what else? Any other ideas? I see a pretty clever move here.
Maybe C3.
C3. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good observation that even though our bishop is attacked, you don't really have to move it because if he takes, you just take the knight with check. So that's good. All right, so C3. All right, that's interesting. If he takes here, maybe you do something like that, and now you're threatening to win his knight. If he blocks it, if he protects it again, then he can take here, increase pressure. That's a really nice position actually for white. Very nice. Look at the king in the center, pinned knight. White's got two knights developed. This bishop, this rook, queen's doing a good job. Bishop's ready to come in the game. So yeah, this is a very comfortable position for white here. All right, that's a good idea. I think there's something a little bit stronger though than that. What do you think? Anybody else? What do you think? Any ideas?
Knight takes D4.
Knight takes D4. Okay, you can do that too, actually. Yeah. If the pawn takes, rook just takes with check. All right, it's a possibility. What I saw was bishop takes the pawn here. Bishop takes D5. So it looks kind of weird, right? Why are you giving away your bishop? Queen just takes, and now what's the follow-up move to that? Why is that a good move or a strong move? See any follow-up?
C3.
No, that wouldn't be it either.
Say again? What'd you say, Michael?
I was saying something that was profoundly wrong.
Which one?
Knight to B3.
Knight? You mean knight C3?
Yeah, but then they just take it with their other knight. What if you then put?
Okay, hold on. Wait. I find it kind of interesting that sometimes when a
Can't
student
take it with the night.
when a student stumbles on the right answer,
Oh, right.
and then you
right.
say that no, that looks completely stupid.
No, that
So that's
is
why
right.
I like to hear whatever you think, whatever you said, even if you think it's completely stupid, it still might be the right answer.
No, that's a great move.
Right, because sometimes you don't see why it's correct, but so knight c3 is the correct answer, and the reason is there's two pins going on right here. The pawn is pinned to the queen, which is unprotected, and the knight is pinned to the king, right?
Wow.
And knight
Wow.
c3 does a beautiful job of attacking both queen and knight. Right, now look how weak this king is, like in the center, and white is just relentless with the attack. Now, so black is just wasting moves here, moving the queen. Now he's got to move the queen again. Where is he going to move it back? Maybe. So this is a really nice. You could take with the rook, and then you can take this. Maybe you take this and the pawn after that, and so this is a pretty nice position. So all right, good. So that's one. That's one possibility. Let's go back. All right, so let's just continue what they had in mind. So so that was all that was if he took on e4. That was all from that line of thinking. So e5. So okay, so he played d5, which is a counterattack on the bishop, which is interesting. So what if he moved the knight? Would that be a good move? What do you think? What do you think is a good move here?
Oh. For white?
For white, yeah. What's a good move here for white? So after e5,
knight to g5.
Knight g5. Maybe he takes the pawn, and now again he's attacking the bishop, defending f7. If he tries to pin the knight, then maybe he can even castle. Now black is pretty safe, right? So what else?
Bishop to g5.
Bishop g5. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Yeah. F6 doesn't look like a good move because it opens up this diagonal, and now black won't be able to castle. So and once he takes now the e file is open. Now we just go check, and that causes problems for black. So okay, maybe looks like an interesting move. What I saw was a simple h3, kick away the knight. Now it looks like again this pawn is free, but as we have learned, there's no such thing as a free pawn. So let's say he takes the pawn. He's like, oh look, a free pawn. Now how can you punish black for that?
Move your rook to e1.
Yeah, rook to e1, again, establishing the pin. Now the knight's unprotected, right? So he can, if he, protects the knight. Now what do we do?
Bishop to f4.
Okay, so good. So you're putting more pressure on the knight, but we want something a little stronger than bishop f4. What else? But you're correct in increasing the pressure on the pin piece, right? PP on the PP. What do you think?
I liked queen to f3, but his next move is going to probably be white bishop to e6, right?
I think his best move would be just castling, getting his king out of the center. Right now he's saved. The pins has dissolved, and f7 pawn is safe, and now he's forking.
Now you have to move your queen. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's forking. Yeah. So what else? What else?
Well, pawn to F4.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. Pawn. This knight is pinned. Remember, knight cannot move, right? So what do? PP on the PP. Put pressure on the pinned piece. Bishop F4 is good. Not strong enough though. Much stronger would be F4. Now the knight is lost, right? The knight cannot move. Knight is lost, right? So.
But his next move, wouldn't it be just pawn D3?
Yeah, he does have this discovered check. That's true. I don't think it really yields much though. Maybe you go something like this. But yeah, I don't think it yields
Yeah.
much. I mean, he
I don't
can
know.
take. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where's the follow up? There's no real follow up there.
I don't know, gets his queen out in the game and after he castles.
Maybe here.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Threatening check.
Right.
It doesn't lead to mate or anything, but it kind of changes the dynamic of the game, I thought.
So now here, here's an interesting position. So here, after Queen H4, now if White takes a knight, says, okay, now I want to take my knight and win a piece. It wouldn't work here. Why? Why wouldn't it work? Wrong time to take the knight.
You help him undouble his pawns.
No, not for that reason. Why is this the wrong time to do that?
Well, you're going to lose that pawn.
Which
right?
pawn? Which pawn?
The E5 pawn will be taken by the black.
Yeah, but no, that's not the reason why taking the knight is not as strong here. What changed here? What changed? Why is taking the knight not as strong? What do you think?
Is it because you give the black's C5 bishop an escape route?
No, not for that reason. No.
Well, you're blocking the file.
This file?
Yeah.
Okay, you're blocking the file again, but not really. That's not really the reason.
No.
All right, I'll give you a hint. It has to do with this queen move, right? This queen came down here, tried to harass the king, and also now, if you took the knight now, you're kind of helping black a little bit here.
Queen takes white bishop.
Yeah. So now this bishop is hanging, right? So now he's got this bishop. So now it's back to material equality, right? So you don't want to do that. So what should we do first? Maybe we can just take this pawn now. Now the bishop's protected. Now we take the knight right now, right? So I think this is probably a good lesson in, don't be in a hurry to win material. Like when you see that you can win material, sure, you can do that, but make sure that your opponent doesn't have any counterplay, right? Or way to, win back his material so quickly. So yeah, do a quick scan of the position. Remember every move is a new puzzle, right? So Queen H4, what changed? Now is it something different if I take here, right? So you got to re-scan the position again, once again. All right.
Danilo, before you leave that,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
One thing I'm really struggling with is when it's okay to disrupt the pawn guard in front of my castled king. I feel pretty comfortable doing that once the queens are off the board and we're starting to transition into the end game. But see, right here, this early in, at the beginning of the mid game, you still got the queens, all the minor pieces, all the rooks. I've always been uncomfortable like pushing this F4 move. What's going on in your analysis to tell you it's okay to disrupt my battery of pawns in front of my king now versus later?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you got to evaluate. Each position again is unique, right? So I mean, the king is pretty safe here. I mean, the reason I moved king H2, by the way, I could have done when he did the discovered check D3. I could have done here king H1. Now it's actually a little bit different. So now Queen H4 is actually a pretty big threat, right? And so again, if he takes the knight, we can still take the bishop. But forget about that for a minute. Now he's threatening to take this bishop, take the pawn on h3, and if he takes back, now that is mate, right? And the king is not able to escape on g1. So I saw that, and so that's why I decided to move up here instead, right? So give the h3 pawn extra protection if he should decide to do this and try to mount an attack.
Well, for moves like h3 or even g3, I totally understand those because you're also giving yourself a little luft to avoid the back rank. But it's moves like f4 that I wonder about. What's
so this one made you feel uncomfortable, you say, because you're opening up the diagonal? Yeah.
It's just getting way out in front of the rest of the pawn guard in front of the king.
Right.
The king can't protect him. Nobody can. Well, I guess the bishop can protect.
Yeah, I mean, I think f4 is kind of justified given the fact that Black's king is still in the center. So in e4 openings, usually in e4 openings, you want to, you know how I always say the opening is a race, right? It's a race to get control of the center, develop, and bring your king to safety. And if there's a race, then e4 openings is like a sprint. It's even faster. You got to make sure. So this king currently he's a little bit vulnerable. He's still in the center. Our king is a little bit safer. So you want to make sure you capitalize on that and be quick, because once he castles, his king goes into safety. That slight advantage evaporates and is no more, right? So you want to be pretty quick. So I'd say that's sufficient reason for me to want to do f4. Is just continue attacking the king, right? Relentless attack. As opposed to d4 openings, which is more about slow positional play. Right, these are e4 openings. This is all out a bloodbath right here. All right, any other questions? That was a good question. All right, so let's see, let's just continue this line to see what they. Okay, so that's if he went. Okay, so that whole line was if he went knight g4. Now let's actually look at what they said, which is d5. So they did a counterattack on our bishop. So now let's see here, take. So now the e file is open, right? So now exploit that with a check, bishop e6. Okay. Knight. Okay, you can do that. You can also do pawn there, although yeah, you got to kind of be careful because now once the rook comes over, if he takes the pawn, now the rook's active on our king, so it's it's you got to evaluate, see if it's worth it. But bishop e6, knight g5, intensifying pressure on the pinned bishop. Okay, queen takes, knight takes, f takes. Ooh, this is a nice little trick. Again, another little opening trick. So now where's the what's the best move for white here? A little trick here.
Well, bishop to g5.
Bishop g5. No, queen just takes.
Well, now check.
Okay, check, and king comes here. King's actually pretty safe there. There's no way to really continue the attack if you kind of try to double up your rook and queen. He could just come here, and now the king's pretty safe. There's not really an easy way to attack, and also we still haven't developed our knight, so this rook can't really join in the fight either. So yeah. All right, what else you got? What else? Anybody else see any other idea?
Yeah, I think you should advance the pawn at d4. You're black, right?
No. Oh no, it's a white's move. It's white's move here. Yeah, so we just took his bishop, and then f takes e6, and now what's the best move for white here?
If The white rook takes on e6. I guess you just lose the exchange.
No, you lose a rook, not the exchange. You just lose a rook. Now you're just down a rook, yeah.
But now you can move your queen over, and now you pin the queen, and so.
Wait. Pin the queen with what?
Oh, your queen doesn't have any protection. Never mind. The white.
Right. Yeah. All right. What else?
Queen to h5.
Queen h5. Very good. Why is that a good move, Nancy? What do you think? Why is that a good move?
Well, it's check.
It's check. Good. Always consider checks first. Very good.
Takes the bishop.
Good. So it's a fork, right? King and unprotected bishop again, right? Whenever I give you guys a position, always scan, right? You know, material and position, okay, but scan for unprotected pieces, very important. So here, this bishop is unprotected, and there happens to be a little tactic here, right? So queen h5, very nice move here, picking up the bishop. No way to block it, no way to protect this bishop. All right. So queen f7, queen takes, and now white is just ahead an extra bishop, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good. So let's go on to the next one. Oh, any question with that, by the way? Are you good? Should I go back? All right. Cool. All right. So let's look at this one. A4, A5. Okay. Standard opening moves towards the center. Knight F6. I think this is the same one we did before, the fried liver. Okay. Yeah. So this is just looking at this variation. Okay. All right. Let's skip that. All right, so let's look at this one. All right, E4, E5, okay. Actually, let me just go over real quick. So this reminds me of another opening. It's called the Danish Gambit. You don't have to be Danish to play it either. So it's a Danish Gambit, D4, E takes D4, C3. So you sacrifice. So now, basically white sacrifice. If white took here, he would sacrifice one pawn. But Danish Gambit continues because the Danes are crazy. Bishop C4, targeting F7, castling to get quick development, and then he takes again, and now he takes back. So now in the end, he sacrificed 2 pawns, right? But look at this. Look at these bishops, just really powerful, really on their open diagonals. Very strong attack here. Castles, maybe comes here, targets here. So yeah, very powerful attack. This is one idea, right? All right. But of course, in order to do this, you would need an opponent to willingly take this. And personally, if I had a choice, I would not take it because I don't know if I told you guys this before. I'm sure I told you, but I don't like free stuff either. And if I think my opponent is giving me stuff for free, first of all, I'm gonna be skeptical. I'm like, why is this for free, right? So basically, if I win material in a game, I want to feel like I earned it, right, through tactics and strategy in a hard fought fight. Not him giving me pieces or material like this. No good. Gotta earn it. All right. So yeah, so that's the Danish Gambit. All right. So bishop c4, bishop c5. Okay. So I believe this is called the Scotch Gambit. So yeah, he sacrificed the B pawn, the D pawn, bishop c4. Now bishop c5, defending the pawn twice. So yeah, so it's basically like a I think it's called the Scotch Gambit. All right, so knight g5, attacking f7, knight h6, defending. Okay, and now he's ready to castle. So now, white sacrifices. Ooh, sacrifice. Let's see if this ends up to be good. So, all right. Ooh, So this is a similar idea as before. So why did he do that? What was the point of that? So basically, white just sacrificed a bishop. So what was the point of it?
Well, he moves his queen again to h5.
Good. Queen h5 again. Bishop on c5 is unprotected. Queen h5 delivers a similar fork as we saw before, right? So that's very nice, right? So let's go back. So what if he went, instead of knight takes, what if he went queen takes, queen to h5, right? Now we're increasing pressure on f7 this way. So knight e5. Now we have knight e6. Wow, what a crazy move that is. Oh my goodness. Anybody see the point of that move, or what? Look at this. Look at this. This knight here could be taken by the. Actually, no. Yeah, it can't be taken by the f pawn. It can be taken by the d pawn. But what's the point of that? That's a pretty interesting move there. Very powerful move, actually. What's
Well,
the
it
point?
leaves the knight and bishop exposed.
So what if
Black's
black takes the knight first of all?
So queen to e5.
Yeah, queen takes the knight, right? And now this is another fork, right? Now we're attacking the bishop and the unprotected pawn on g7, right? So if black wanted to save both, the bishop and the pawn, what would he do?
He'd go back to the 8th rank.
He's got to go back to his starting square. You're right. Bishop back to f1, f8, which is a very embarrassing move. And now, what would be the follow-up here? What is the best move here for white? What do you think?
Oh, bishop to h5.
Bishop. You mean h6?
No, bishop to g5.
G5.
Oh, bishop g5. Oh, no. Now he goes f6, and now he's forking our queen and
Oh wait, that's
bishop.
not. What did I have?
Right. Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, I saw something different.
What else you think?
Yeah, bishop to h6.
Bishop to h6. And why is that a good move?
Because he's got the queen to take his rook.
Right. So this pawn is pinned, right? You got a nice pin over here. So if he takes the bishop, the rook is lost. So what if he does a little Zwiesenzug here? He blocks the little in between move first before taking the bishop. He blocks the queen and attacks the queen, hoping that he can have time to take the bishop when the queen moves. So now, what do you think is the best move here for black? What do you think?
Black or white?
Oh, sorry, white. I'm sorry. Yeah, white. White to move. Best move.
Queen h5.
Yeah. So you want to check, do a forceful move. So this check doesn't really work because he just blocks and attacks again. So yeah, queen h5 would be the best check, because now if he blocks with g6, now the bishop's no longer attacked by the pawn. Now he can maybe move down here, and then eventually retreat his bishop, or even take this bishop, right? So yeah, he saves his bishop there. And of course, if he moves his king, then we just retreat the bishop somewhere, something like that. All right, cool. All right, so let's look at let's see here, 95. All right, so another possibility here is castling. All right, so castling. So let's see what they have. Bishop takes, rook takes. Okay, so so the idea is I see. So the idea is that the reason that he's taking on f7 is because, again, it's going to discover an attack on the unprotected bishop here. So for that reason, if he takes here the knight, if the knight takes, queen takes, and now the resulting position is white's ahead, an extra exchange, right? White has won. He's won the rook, and he's given a knight. So it's very.
So what happens if he doesn't take?
So if he didn't, so instead, black tries to save his bishop by delivering a little check there. So what do you think is the best move here for white? What's the best move?
He's in check.
Yep. So yeah, black just played bishop b4 check. So what's the best move for white?
Bishop d2.
Okay, so bishop d2 actually helps black, right? If we go bishop d2, now he can take the bishop, trade away his bishop with check, knight takes, and then the knight takes, and now look at the resulting position. Now, white has one rook, and black has a bishop and a knight. So which one do you think? Which is more advantageous to have? One rook or two minor pieces? What do you guys think?
What do you mean one rook? It's two rooks.
Well,
Well,
no. So they both have one rook, right? And I'm saying here now, in this position, now white has one rook for two minor pieces,
Oh.
right? They both have one knight, right? So my question is, which is better to have, two minor pieces or one rook? What do you guys think?
I think at this point it's two minor pieces.
Yeah. Most of the time, in most positions, two minor pieces can easily outplay one rook, right? Two bishops, even more powerful. If there are two bishops, two knights. Knights can be tricky. They can be pretty good. Knight and a bishop, still pretty good. So yeah, I would say that in this resulting position, black has an advantage, right? So let's go back. So bishop d2, not a good move for that reason. So better move would be what?
I'd play the pawn first and then the knight second.
Pawn. Yeah. So now he takes, and now we're attacking his bishop, so he doesn't have time to take our knight. So now, maybe he moves back, maybe back here, something like that, and now we can actually take the knight with check, take, and now resulting position. Now white is up the exchange, right? White's got a rook, and black's got a bishop. So now white is definitely better from all that, right? So yeah, so some interesting tactics. Yeah, that result. All this basically resulted from this bishop being unprotected, right? That was the idea of this. All right. So let's just finish up this line here. Knight takes, bishop takes. Okay, queen h5. As a fork, g6. Queen takes e5, and d6. Okay. So now here, let's see. Materials equal. Yeah, materials, everything's equal. Yeah, the pawns are equal, materials equal. The only difference is the black king is a little bit exposed, and white's ready to castle, so it could be more an easier game for white. Queen b5, knight a, okay, pinning the pawn, f3 check, okay, d5, f3, knight a5. All right, so he wants to win this pawn on e4. Queen d3, d takes, f takes, queen h4.
Why don't you just take the pawn?
Who?
White.
Take the, no, you can't take the pawn. Now it's protected by the queen.
No, that one.
Which one?
Go back a second. Take the pawn. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Never mind, forget it.
Yeah, pawn's pinned by the rook, right?
Yeah.
So can't take it, yeah. So knight a5, queen d3, d takes, f takes. So now our king is a little bit exposed now as well, so he delivers a little check. G3. So now black's got a little bit of an attack going on here. Rook takes e4, king f2, queen e7, knight d2. Okay. All right. So now this is getting into an interesting position here. Knight d2. Rook e3.
That knight move.
Yeah.
That's kind of the move that I make that invariably gets me in trouble.
Yeah. So the bishop. Yeah. The knight move. I think they give it like a dubious mark because it's blocking the bishop. Right. The bishop was doing a good job of controlling the e3 square. Right.
And it seems like I can never get it back into the game.
Get what back?
That bishop. or an equivalent piece. I'll
Right.
block a piece and then it's useless the rest of the game.
Right. Yeah. Try not to block pieces as much as possible. Yeah. Knight D2, rook E3. So now here, mate is actually pretty close. C6, queen F1. Okay, yeah. So if queen takes, see the knight was free, right? So if the queen takes, now this queen is too far. Now look at this king. This king is very vulnerable right now. How would you do a mate here? There's actually a forced mate in a few moves. Anybody see it?
For black.
Yeah, black to move. Yeah, so this knight, you can say, was a poison knight. Poison knight. So what would be a mate in a few moves here?
Well, queen to F6.
Good. Queen F6 is one way. Okay, and now let's see here. So if he goes King G2, how do you? There's a mate in 2 here. What do you think? How do you do it?
Why didn't the king take the rook?
Oh, rook is protected by the pawn.
Ah,
Right.
very obvious. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So, all right. So, what do you think? Mate in 2 here, force mate in 2. What do you think?
Rook E2.
Yeah, rook E2 forces King G1, and now mate.
Queen
to F2.
Queen F2,
Right.
very good. Is mate, yeah. So let's go back. So yes, so that's Queen F6. And actually, let's just look real quick. Queen F6. If you went to G1, it doesn't really help him because I think it'll just take one more move. Rook E1 check. If he blocks, this is mate here. If he doesn't block, if he goes back up, now we're back to the same position before, right? Now again, it's mate on F2. All right. So now another way to mate would be rook E2 check, right? If he goes to G1, what would be the quickest way to mate? What do you think?
Rook to E2. Rook to E1.
So rook D2, no, actually that kind of helps him. Now the knight can block, and now there's no check here because the bishop is open, right?
Yeah.
So what else?
Queen to E3.
Yeah, Queen E3, very good. Queen E3 check, and then if he goes King F1, or sorry, King F1 is forced. So now there's actually 2 ways to mate here. Can you find both ways?
Queen to F2.
Queen F2 is one way. What's the other way?
Rook to E1.
No, rook D1
No?
and King G2.
Bishop to H3.
Very good, very good. Bishop to H3, right? So if you can, when you're doing this kind of king hunt, if you can bring more pieces into the attack, all the better, right? So Bishop H3 attacks the king again, and yeah, it's very nice. You can say this is kind of like a crisscross mate, Boden's mate. Very beautiful. So yeah, so that's the E4 opening analysis / guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions or observations before we sign off?
Would you have Evan send us the way to register again for the spring semester?
Yes, definitely. I will. Yeah, I'll email that to you all when I send the video. All right.
I
Yeah.
have a question. How do you play a game of chess with somebody on Zoom where you both can move the pieces at the same time? What's the best way to do that? Meaning we both have access to the chessboard?
Through Zoom. I mean, you could just play a game. You can call someone and just play a game at the same time over chess. Is that what you mean?
No, where you can both see the game at the same time. You're like talking, you can see each other and you can see the game, and you have a shared board and you can both move the pieces on that shared board. Is there a way to do that?
I don't think so. Like that's like playing chess through Zoom, something like that. I'm not really sure. No, I mean, you can share your screen, and talk to them while you're playing. That's I don't know if that's what you mean, but yeah.
And how do you do chess again? I didn't take advantage of it in the beginning.
You mean how do you like play games on chess?
But how do you get into chess? I don't even know what it is.
Okay, well, this is what I'm on now. See, look, I'm on chess, right? See that? So this is the this is the website.
Chess.
I assume you have an account, right, on chess?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't have an account. Oh, yeah.
No.
So that's the first thing that you should get. See, on the right, you see this is my name. This is my username. So yeah, you should make an account. Leechess.org. Yeah, leechess.org is free to sign up, and you just give your email, and it's great. It's really a great website. I enjoy it. So and then go on here, quick pairing. You want to do a quick game, just click on these buttons, 10-minute game, 10-minute with 5-second increment, 15-minute, 30-minute. You can do slow games. You can do, different variants.
Who are you playing?
Who am I playing? You mean here?
No, when you do these blitz games, are you playing somebody?
When you do these, yeah. So what this is going to do, it's going to give you a game very quickly. It's going to give you a quick pairing. So you just click on this, it's going to pair you with somebody very quickly. And then you just start. Yeah.
Then I can lose quickly. Okay.
Yeah. well, I think as one of Evan's teachers says, when you play chess, you either win or you learn something, right? So losses are very valuable as well. So yeah. In the beginning, we're all losing, right? We're all losing in the beginning, but you slowly learn and apply yourself, dedicate yourself, and things will change. So yeah. So all right. So that's the E4 openings. I hope you guys.
That was great. I loved it.
Cool. That was good. Yeah,
it was very good.
Yeah. So I think so. Next week, is that the last week? Next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah, week 11. So yeah. So I think only Nancy. You said that you're not able to come back.
Yeah,
right?
I have a conflict. I don't think I'm going to be able to work it out. I might be able to pick it up in one of the later semesters, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, if Nancy's not going to come back, I'm not.
Oh man!
Right.
You see that? This is dedicated group here.
We have such
So
a
now
nice.
you're putting the pressure on. Okay.
Oh,
This group is very nice. Everybody's respectful. Everybody gets along.
Yeah,
I just
it's a
think this group is awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
of
I
course.
agree.
It
You're here
is.
for us.
So basically,
It
what
is.
Greg is saying, Nancy, is that you need to rearrange your life around these classes. Okay. So if you have a
I will-
conflict, the chess first, you gotta have priorities.
Okay.
Yeah, where are your priorities?
I will give it serious consideration. Let me see what I can do. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. All right, great. So,
All right,
so yeah,
thanks.
I'll
See you
email you
guys.
that link. So yeah, all right.
Okay,
Have a
thanks,
wonderful night,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you. Have a great
Night.
week. Thank you, Danielle.
Take care,
Bye.
guys.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Take care.